John Ryan on to punt. And how about this, a fake? As he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something there. They don't call it just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Man, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
On second down, here's Stafford. And this is caught at the 8. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit defense, we get set to watch them go. A great job last time. They got the 4th down stop. It led to points. See if they can make magic happen twice.
How about the defense, though? You're going to go for it against us on your own side of the field. Rose up and stopped and went off the field and said, offense, take over. Put it in the end zone for us. And that's exactly what they did.
Puts a little chip on their shoulder when that happened, right?
Yeah, a lot of meanness involved in that.
Well, switching over to talk about the Super Bowl for a minute, one thing you mentioned that may have gotten overlooked, Gostkowski missing the PAT, so it was at 28-9, and that really changed the complexion because then they were chasing points going forward.
And in a way we didn't anticipate, it helped heighten the heroics of Tom Brady and the Patriots in that game because you just mentioned chasing points. Now, after touchdowns, they were having to go for 2-point conversions. So they got 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions because of the missed extra point that led to overtime. Actually made the heroics even better for Tom Brady and the Patriots.
And the first 2-point conversion, little trickeration. The second one, though, a little more conventional, both effective. So on 4th down, here's the Canadian-born punter, John Ryan, to kick it away. And look at this, another fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. Well, not only did they try... And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swim.
The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Baldwin with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one down to the 25.
Well, partner, tough loss for the Seattle Seahawks on the road at Atlanta in the playoffs. But Doug Baldwin, you know he's always going to compete. 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Try to keep them in the game.
Earlier, you were talking about the offense running through Russell Wilson. Doug Baldwin and the wideouts, how do you see that going forward for Seattle?
Well, I think that they are well-equipped there. They have to get Tyler Lockett back. He was injured late in the season. But Baldwin is a top-level receiver, finally getting the respect that he deserves. Jermaine Kearse is still around. Obviously, Paul Richardson came on late in the season. They have plenty of targets out there. They may go for one later in the draft, but I don't think it's a priority.
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Got a little handsy there, defensive holding, Charles.
And defenders will get away with as much as you will allow. The 5-yard mark tells the officials where the line should be drawn.
Here's Wilson. The grab made by Kearse over the middle. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. They're going to give it to him running right. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it, and now 4th down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out in the sky.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, set this one off target.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. And a long way to go for the offense here on 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Back to throw, Stafford. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Lockett. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
A great return there of 22 yards. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, You know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now Wilson. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Devin Taylor in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
He's got his man. It's Kurz. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. In the slot on the right is Graham. 1st down, this is Rawls. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
He's got his man on the crossing route. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Wilson, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Wilson. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. Well, with that incompletion, gives me a chance to... Come the Seahawks. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range.